everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
Hey y'all, my name is Jamisha Kelly. I'm the daughter of Tawana Kelly, the one that got a life sentence at the age of 23 years old. A mother of 3 at the time, and was pregnant, 6 months pregnant with me, which now I'm finna be 28 on April 15th. And she been in jail since January 24th of 1997. And this is my story time, how my mama got life in jail with 4 kids. Okay, so my grandmother was having a party. It was her birthday. They was celebrating, and a little altercation went off where someone came over to our house and caused drama to the house and was getting into it with one of my mother's sisters, a little altercation. So my mother went outside, and my mama got hit with a steering wheel thing that you put on a car. She got hit with it, and she also got stabbed in her leg as well, which I don't know how the weapon came in place, but someone did end up getting shot in the chest. But what was stated that the girl didn't die from a gunshot wound to the chest. She died from a gunshot wound to a blow to the head by 2x4, which they didn't say that. They didn't even do an autopsy or anything regardless of the situation. And also, once my mama ended up going to jail, they railroaded her. Her attorney or anybody wasn't coming to see her to let her know what was going on. Like, they wasn't keep her updated. Like, nobody was coming to check in on her or anything. Plus, my mama was injured at the time because the girl did hit her in the head and stabbed her. And my mama stated that the EMS asked her that she wanted to go to the hospital. And they didn't document that either, stated that she was stabbed and also hit with a steering wheel thing. So my mother went to jail. The attorney didn't come to visit her or anything. She was just in there waiting for trial come. So the whole case lasted up to 10 months. It was a trial that was too fast. So, and the person that did trial her was, well, down the line, his name is Judge Mosley, which stated that he's related to my Aunt Franklin, which is my grandmother's sister. So he didn't supposed to even been on her case anyways because he's related to someone in the family. So they supposed to gave her another judge. But they end up, doing the case anyways. So she got the court. There was her trial. Like, she didn't know what was going on or anything. She didn't know better. She was only 23. Never smoked, never drank. This was her first charge she ever caught in her life. She was only 23 years old with 4 kids. 3 was here, and I was still in her stomach. She was 6 months pregnant with me, and she was railroaded. She said she was okay. She was convicted on November the 20th, 1997, and she got sentenced on December the 17th, 1997. All this was done in a short period of 10 months, not enough time to look too deep in my case, that's too fast to even try someone. I know they delay it all the time, but sometimes it take like months, maybe years to even get a trial. Like, that was too fast, and they didn't even do the girl autopsy to know what she died from. They didn't know she died from a gunshot wound or the blow to the head, which was stating that she was still alive when she did get shot in her chest. So she got hit by a 2x4 with someone. I'm not going to speak on her name, but someone hit her with a 2x4 in her head, and she died instantly by the 2x4. My mother never had a speeding ticket. She never did drugs. She never smoked. She never drunk. It was literally her first choice she ever got in her life, for her to get into something and just automatically just get a life sentence. Like, they didn't get her a fair trial. I feel like she was railroaded. I feel like she deserved a retrial because, for one, y'all don't have the weapon. Where's the weapon? Y'all don't have any evidence. Then, for one, my uncle was only 11 years old at the time. Y'all didn't give my grandmother consent to even talk to her son. Like, y'all just made him get on the stand and testify against my mother as well as her baby daddy. Like, y'all just force these people to, plead, but for one, my uncle was underage, and if I was mistaken, when you're talking to someone under age 18, an adult has to be in the room. Your legal guardian has to be in the room with you for you to even talk to anybody. So my grandma didn't even get, she wasn't even there at the time. She said she didn't get him no consent or anything to talk to him. And they made him go on the stand and testify against my mother. Okay, let me see. I have everything. I'm gonna read everything. This is just story time 1. We have more to go. But she also stated the EMT was tampering evidence that the steering wheel thing that the girl did have, they pushed it to the side. And also she was misled by the courts and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm reading it like it's a lot, but this is just part 1. We're gonna finish on about everything else. We're gonna start from the beginning to the end. This only part 1, but this is how I got a life sentence, being the first offense with no evidence, and also tampering with evidence, and also it's self-defense because someone came in front of my house with an altercation, and I go to jail for a life sentence. She's been railroaded. They didn't get her a fair trial. I feel like she deserved a fair trial. She deserved a new judge because this judge is kin to someone in our family. So there's no way you're supposed to even trial her for one. There was supposed to be a mistrial of them. She supposed to got a new judge and everything, but they didn't care at all. Like, her attorney didn't come talk to her. Like, she didn't know what was the next steps to go on. She's only 23 years old. When you're at that age, you really don't know better. You don't know the law. You don't know nothing, And as well, she's pregnant. So they didn't really tell her nothing at that short period of time. She got convicted the same year that, she went to jail. And she went to jail January the 24th, 1997. She got convicted December the 17th, 1997. That it wasn't even a year yet. How can you make a decision so fast off it? This was crazy. She also stated that she was denied a new public defender in motion in the courts, and her stab wound in her leg was never documented. When the DA asked the detectives about the wound, they stated Tawana told him she hurt herself on the railroad track, but she never went over the railroad track. And another thing, like, if you was to research her name up, you can't find it nowhere. Like, you can't find the article, the day of the stuff happened. You can't find nothing. As well, and she stated that they didn't read her Miranda rights. Okay, and another thing, and once the situation did happen with my mother and the victim, over the years that the situation happened, she had a sister. The girl my mother shot, she had a sister. She was also dating my uncle. And she also was a godmother to my sister. After the situation happened and she constantly came around and she was babysitting my sister, being her godmother over the years, as well as she was dating my uncle. So my mother kept in contact with the victim mother before she passed away. She stated that she wanted her to come home. She felt like, she deserved to be home with her family. She don't deserve to be that way, from her family and stuff like that. Like, her and the mother of the victim had a great relationship until she passed away, I think maybe like 3-4 years ago, because she was like an elder lady, so she passed away. But the day of the shooting, it was the victim. It was a guy. He had a weapon, and there was another person out there. And they also said the girl, she was intoxicated. She was full of drugs and stuff. And my grandma was having a party at her house, so it was a lot of people over there. But only Two people testified against my mother, which was her brother. He was like 7, 8, 11. I don't know how he was at the time, but they made him get on the stand and testify against his sister, as well as one of her baby daddies also testified against her. But they didn't have, when she went to court, they didn't have an autopsy, like the cause of the death or anything, because my grandmother told me that the girl didn't die from the gunshot wound. Some anonymous, I'm not going to say the person's name, but somebody hit her in the head with a 2x4 and it killed her instantly. She had a brain injury from a 2x4. Somebody hit her. My mother shot her in the chest, but somebody back door ran over there and hit the lady in the head. They did hold this person in jail until they caught my mother. But I feel like they should have held both of those people in jail to gather more information, because it's always two sides to a story. But I just feel like fingers was pointed towards my mother, but it was also other people's around. But I feel like my mother, she wanted to take the accountability, but until she didn't realize, like, she have kids out here, like, you can't be out here jumping for people, and you got kids of your own, you know, because when time flies, people forget about you, you know, stuff like that. People go on with their life, and you went out there trying to defend somebody, and people don't care about you. But I just feel like she was railroaded, because where's the evidence? I need the evidence. Y'all don't have a gun. Y'all don't have the autopsy. Y'all didn't even document when she got stabbed in her leg and also got hit with a pop lock. They didn't document none of that. And my grandma told me this story a million times over and over, because as a child growing up, you know, I was looking for my mother, you know. But at the times, it was hurting my feelings, because I didn't know better. I didn't know about people going to jail and stuff like that. You know, people used to make fun of us at school, and they talk about your mother, like, your mama in jail doing such and such life sentence. And it used to hurt my feelings. Didn't want to go to school at time, because people used to throw it in our face. But over the years, my grandma always made sure that she let us know, like, what my mama said, the whole situation. That's how I know so much about it, because my grandma said and told me a story many times. And my mama also told me the story as well. And the story don't change. And I always say, someone hit the female with a 2x4. And it wasn't my mother. My mother just had the weapon at the time. But, you know, Louisiana not a state of self-defense. So even though somebody do come in your house, in front of your house, you still get charged for that. You still get in trouble for that, unless you got some police reports on this person. But, you know, it's going to be kind of hard, and Rock is trying to get her back in court, because we're not a self-defense state. But I feel like since the judge related to us in some type of way, he ain't even supposed to touch the case at all. You know, we done had some hard time. We done had some rocky time without our mama, but we grown now, so we trying to do everything we can do for her. We're not going to fail her. Like, I don't care if it's 10, 20 years from now, we still not going to give up. You know, it's a time for everything. So I'm going to just put in God's hands, you know. But I just feel like she need a retrial. So if y'all don't have evidence, then why is y'all holding this person accountable? Y'all don't have no weapon. Y'all don't have the autopsy, the cause of this person's death. Like, I feel like that's the reason why they don't want to bring it back to court, because of that. Because they don't have proof of this person's death, and they know they can get in trouble for that. Because anytime somebody passed away, you have to do an autopsy to know the cause of the death. And they didn't have that in court or nothing. And her trial was within not even a year. She had a speedy trial, fast. Like, as soon as she turned around, she had a life sentence, you know. But we do have a petition up for her. I will put in the comments. Y'all can sign. If you want to donate any money, anything, just DM me. Everything going towards her lawyer. Everything going towards her lawyer. We did try to do a GoFundMe, but we didn't have much support, so we closed it down. And somebody also reported like violation, so they closed down the whole GoFundMe because nobody was showing us no type of support. Like, It's like we at square one. We can't get to square two. We steady at square one. We can't move, but we ain't gonna get up. We ain't gonna give up. We done had plenty of people come in our life and give us hope saying, oh, we're gonna let your mama come home. We're gonna help her, but it's been years later and my mama's still in the same spot. So don't come in our life giving us hope and say, oh, I'm gonna help you, and years fly by and she haven't came home yet. But this is the end of the story of how my mother get a license being the first offense. And I hope y'all have a good rest of y'all day.
Hey, what to do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. We back lit live. We on TikTok, Twitch, and Facebook. Hey, man, check this out, man. I'm gonna be honest. Your mama shot that dude, that girl. She in jail. She ain't coming home. Louisiana not playing that mess. But the reason why Louisiana not playing that mess is because they let so many people off that when they do get somebody, they're not letting them go. They're not letting them off that easy. So it's like a catch-22. But because had nobody said anything for 90 days, if nobody said anything for 90 days in Louisiana, you have to release them. That's how it's like a catch and release. If you catch a person, you can hold them for murder or whatever. You hold them for murder for 90 days. If nobody comes forward, is it 90 days? It's either 90 days or 2 years, something like that. But it's a very short time considering that whatever the case may be. I think it's 90 days. I think it's really 90 days. 90 days, if they have nothing on you in 90 days, that they release you. And that's how so many murders get unsolved in Louisiana. It's because of that law out there. So when they get somebody, they're not letting you go. You see what they doing to the people who escaped from the 10 people who escaped. Those 10 people who escaped, one of the dudes who escaped with the woman who he was convicted of beating. He escaped with the girl he was convicted of beating. And where they take his ass? Back to jail. Okay. you going to jail today? Okay. Louisiana not playing. Okay. Now, other than that, your mother still has a chance, man. Her next chance is God, okay? God will make anything right. Other than that, you can't wait on man. You can't wait on man because man ain't got a chance. With the laws that they have set up for black people in Louisiana, man, I'm gonna tell you right now. My great grandfather is a Frenchman from Louisiana, and he married a black woman, and he took his white ass to Oklahoma, and that's why we here. Okay, so they was gonna lock him up for marrying a black woman in Louisiana. So they wasn't playing then, and they not playing now. And that's a true story. So if y'all want to do the history, that's for real. I don't know. I just think they have a hard look. Murder's family got all the money in the world, all the witnesses in the world say that he didn't do it. But as soon as they got somebody, they don't care. They gonna get you. The situation is there's a whole story about the person that Murder allegedly unalived. Man, you could say killed on her because they got whole fights on damn TikTok now. But now they won't even give Murder a new trial. He's gonna continue to do the rest of his life in prison because Louisiana don't care. Louisiana don't care about nobody.